This is Hockey Talk. It's time for the Gamblers Match Game.
I'm excited about that music. It is time for the match game. Myself, Jason Havik, Pat Mickish in studio, Scott off tonight. We're in the middle of a good show. We're here every Tuesday night, 6 to 7 p.m. on WNFL. And, of course, we have Green Bay Gamblers assisting captain Grant Frederick and captain Sam Saliba. And, Sam, I got to first welcome you back by saying I understand that you do not go to Michigan Tech. I think we discussed that the first show. That's on me.
Yeah. I'm glad we got that.
So, you guys, it's been a great season for you guys, you know, coming off an 18-win season last year. I know you guys look at it as it was rebuilding last year. You come into this year better, you know, a new attitude, bring in some new guys. But overall, there seems like a really good continuity in your group this year.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that was the biggest thing with looking at last year. It was just kind of getting that character back and getting the right character guys in the room and getting that winning mentality back.
Michigan State playing in the Big Ten next year. How excited are you to play in a big conference like that, knowing that, of course, Notre Dame is joining the conference in a couple of years as well?
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. For me, it was always a dream of mine to play in the Big Ten, and Michigan State was a school that had everything I was looking for from that aspect, so I can't wait to get there. And, yeah, with Notre Dame joining, I think it's going to be a great addition to the conference and another solid team.
And, of course, Grant Frederick is with us as well. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Hey, I'm just as nervous as you are right now about these questions, and I came up with them. Grant, a little bit out of your comfort zone with this?
I've gotten more used to it, but it used to be, yeah, definitely.
Strictly hockey for you. Well, you're a heck of a player. 2 years here in Green Bay. Talk a little bit about your experience in the USHL.
Yeah, it's been great. First year, it was more of a rebuilding year, like you talked about, but it's great to have a leadership role, and it's been a fun season.
What's the atmosphere like in the Resch Center? You got the new scoreboard there for the Teddy Bear Toss. This is the first year in franchise history that the team sold it out with over 8,300 fans in the building. You got games coming up this weekend where you have 4,000 to 5,000 people in that venue. Talk a little bit about the atmosphere and what that does for you guys.
Yeah, it's been great. The fans have been great. It's something coming to Green Bay, you knew that was going to happen, and then good things, if you keep playing well, the more they come out, and it's been great.
All right. You know, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I had a little bit of time this afternoon, so instead of the 4 questions that we usually get, we're going to break it into 2 segments here. I got 10 questions for you, but I figured you guys could handle this, right? So what we'll do is we'll have each of you guys answer, and I swear, these are completely random questions. I mean, there's some hockey, there's some weird stuff on here. Like I said, I Google searched it this afternoon, and I gave it to you guys about 5 minutes ago to look at. So, that being said, let's get right into it. First question of the night for our match game. What is in the trunk of your car right now?
For me, it's my roommate's golf clubs. That's it.
I like to keep a clean car, but I got my old hockey bag from last year still there.
You do. I mean, you're probably, your car out here, it was a Jeep?
Yes.
It's probably the only one that's washed right now, and it's like shiny. Like I'm embarrassed to put my little minivan type thing next to
Got
it.
a new bumper, actually.
Yeah, I just got a new bumper. My dad above the rim, Bob's listening right now. He'd be real proud of the clean car. So.
No, it's extreme. I have my golf clubs, which doesn't mean anything because I'm terrible at the sport, but
I think I have a folding chair in the back or something like that. I got at some golf event last year.
that's crazy. I apparently they say what you have in the trunk of your car says a lot about you. I think we had an employee years ago that had like their entire dorm room in their car, living out of it. I couldn't do that. So, Grant, I know this was a tough one for you, so I'll let you go first. The weirdest food you've ever eaten?
I think it would be this past summer when I went to Oregon. I had chicken and waffles for breakfast.
Chicken and waffles. I mean, that's not a northern thing. I'm assuming that's a southern type deal.
I think it is. I guess the place had good chicken and waffles. It's what it was known for.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, I like both of them.
You put them together. How can you go wrong? What about you, Sam?
For me, I guess I was in Ufa, Russia last year, and every meal consisted of hot dogs and pasta. So we'd wake up and breakfast would be hot dogs. So that wasn't too enjoyable. But for food, I'm pretty ordinary. Once I like something, I usually get it over again.
Man, hot dogs for breakfast. Pat, you played internationally. Is there some things that you went out and tried new? You're like, I'm going to try this.
You know what? When I was living in Germany, the food was very, U.S. based. I mean, it was meat, potatoes. I mean, it was everything I was comfortable with. So, I mean, that part of it wasn't awry. But with some of the U.S. teams, when I've been to Slovakia and some of the different meats and seafoods and that have been brought out and different soups to try have been a little bit different. But for the most part, I'm willing to try.
You got to force yourself to try something once. I couldn't live off of hot dogs for breakfast. I mean, that's too bad. Third question on the list. Now, I'm going to add something to this. Can you comfortably eat in a restaurant by yourself or go to a movie without your cell phone? If you literally just had to go into a restaurant by yourself and eat, Grant, could you do that?
I could go eat by myself. I do it a lot, and I actually get some trouble for it in the locker room.
Do you really?
Yeah, I like to eat by myself. I mean, there's no point. I don't need someone there to.
I knew you're straight to business.
Yeah,
that's what we need in defensemen. That's why this guy's here, right, Pat?
Yeah, he is. He's boring, but very reliable.
For me, I could definitely go to a movie by myself without the cell phone. I don't know if I could sit down in a restaurant alone. I usually probably get it to go.
Just something just awkward about sitting and eating by yourself. I couldn't do it, Grant. I could sit in a movie, though. I have kids. I have small kids at home, so that would be like a reprieve for me, Mick.
Yeah, I mean, there's been many times I've been on the road watching hockey games or that, and so I'll end up in a restaurant by myself. But, it's not... They say if you go and drink alone, then you have an issue. So I don't know if eating alone goes along those same lines. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not going to touch that one. There's so many different directions I could go with that myself, but I'm not going to go there. Question 4 for you guys. My teammates would say I'm this type of player out on the ice.
Hopefully a leader, but
there's always a but.
But also, like Coach said, boring, but hopeful and reliable. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with being boring and reliable out on the ice, right? Not turning the puck over, making that play, and getting it out. I think Max Hartner, who was a defenseman for our team a while back, his best line was, if I can chip it high and out, that's my play. For everything.
For me, I think it would just be a hardworking, responsible player.
Nothing wrong with that.
Consistent.
Mick, were you an agitator on the ice a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think I played with quite a bit of edge. I mean, my mouth got me into trouble at times, but, the older I got, the more consistent I wanted to be, and I think that's where you started to see you're going to get another opportunity to play at a higher level as long as you could show that you could play night in and night out. I think when you're younger, you kind of get known for your one big game where you had points here or points there, and I think the sign of the maturity on these two, and being in that leadership role with us is they do bring it every day and they bring a consistent level.
No, that's great. We got to step out for a break here. We're right in the middle of our match game. We'll be back with more. Here is Hockey Talk on WNFL.
This is Hockey Talk. Now back to the Gamblers Match Game.
And welcome back. It's the match game here on Hockey Talk at WNFL. Jason Havik along with Pat Mickish. We got Sam Saliba, Grant Frederick in studio tonight. We got a great show lined up for you. We're here every Tuesday night, 6 to 7 p.m. throughout the season. The Green Bay Gamblers wrapping it up at home this weekend with 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All at the Rush Center. You go to gamblershockey.com. Or go to TicketStar in the Rush Center box office for tickets, 2 family nights and 1 Bud night. $2 Bud and Bud Lights on Friday night, family nights on Saturday the 2nd, Sunday the 3rd, 3:05 on Sunday. It should be a great game against the Dubuque Fighting Saints. We're visiting, though, now with Grant Frederick, Sam Saliba. We're right in the middle of this match game. We're answering just random questions. I don't even think we could call it a match game tonight, but we're having fun with it. Now, we got to get to a serious question here before we go back to the game. Grant, as you bring the microphone back over to yourself here. Above the Rim Bob, your father, how does he get that name?
He likes to tell us that he was some type of prodigy back in high school, that he's a really good basketball player, and that's his Twitter handle.
Twitter handle. I mean, that's going out on a limb.
Yeah, that's a bold statement by Bob. I'll always look at him in a new way now.
Can I introduce myself the next time I say Above the Rim Bob?
Yeah,
how you doing?
I think he likes the name.
He'd probably look at me like, who are you? What are you doing? Let's get back to it. I like it, though. That's a confident Twitter handle. Number 6. Let's go to number 6. Actress you would like to meet and why? Now, I asked this question before to the younger guys. Apparently, Jessica Alba and Jennifer Aniston aren't a thing anymore. But I said, would you rather have dinner with Wayne Gretzky or Jessica Alba? And the younger guys were like, definitely Wayne Gretzky. Apparently, Jessica Alba's not a thing anymore, or?
Well, I mean, it's a thing to me, but I'd probably still have dinner with Wayne. But I guess actress for me would for sure be Jennifer Aniston. That was mine. I was coming in with.
There we go.
Yep, she's got a lot of skills and talents.
Yeah, I agree.
Best answer of the night. So very well put. A lot of skill, a lot of talent. I'm out. Drop the mic. I'm done.
I was actually going to go with that also.
Hey, we even got our programming guy Kyle getting back into the groove here with a couple spots. But Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. Back when she was on Friends, I used to watch that.
Would you go then with Jennifer Aniston or Wayne Gretzky? Come on, help me out. I'm on an island here, Grant.
I don't know. Dinner and a movie or just dinner?
Nicely put.
We'll move on. We'll definitely move on. Question 8. If you could have a celebrity entourage or a group with 3 celebrities, who would they be? Could be hockey players too.
For me, it'd be LeBron James, Patrick Kane, and Jonathan Toews.
Oh, that's a pretty good group. Let me guess. Jennifer Aniston?
No.
Friends days? No?
No. I'd go Conor McGregor.
He's got your back. I like
Yeah,
that.
he
That's a smart
protected me.
play.
Celebrity. I don't know. I guess I could see Patrick Kane being pretty fun. And who else?
Chara?
Yeah, Chara. Why not?
There you go. I mean, I don't know where to go with that.
I don't know where that group is going. I have no idea what their night consists
Pat and
of.
I are staring at each other like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, that's a.
I thought you had something going with your first selection there, and then all of a sudden it just went. It was something, Grant. I like it though.
Nice.
Okay, if you could be a professional in any other sport than hockey, what would that be?
Well, if I was any good at it, I'd say golf, because you can play forever. But other than that, I'd maybe go with football. I think it'd be fun to be like a quarterback.
What do you think, Grant?
Yeah, I'd like to take up golf. I'm not horrible, but I'm not good enough to be a professional. But that'd be a fun one.
Grant, all we're asking for is middle ground here.
All right,
That's
then golf.
Golf? No, I mean you're always you're that guy today. You're like, I could be better at it, but I'm not the worst. So I'm just gonna stay level with golf. I mean, Mick, that's our golf game. I mean, you're a much better golfer than I am. I'm probably the worst in our office, but that's how I describe myself. I'm not the worst, but I'm not gonna wow you.
Yeah, I just try to wow somebody once a year. That's about it. But no, I think we have some pretty good golfers in the room, though, this year. I mean, like from hearing some of the scores that guys are shooting and whatnot early in the year when they were playing in the fall. And I always say that when it comes to playoff time, you get to earn a round of golf during hockey season, which is a pretty cool thing.
Who is the best golfer on the team? Do you guys know that? Sam?
Freddie would probably know more, but I think Maroney's up there. Joey Maroney's up there. I think he's one of the better ones.
Yeah, either Maroney or one of the Palings. So Ryan Smith's pretty good too. I was at the range with him a couple days ago.
How's our boy Luke Bafia at golfing?
Underrated.
He's missing a driver, but he's doing well.
We have somebody in our office that had to get a driver reshafted.
Yeah,
and that
happens.
happens. That does happen. I've been known to break a 7-iron here or there. All right, depending on who's calling you, how many rings do you let your phone go before you answer it?
For me, it's probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Yeah, usually 3.
Yeah, probably 2 or 3 also.
Do you ever get to that point where somebody's calling you and you're just like, I'm just going to let it go or go right to voicemail?
Yeah, sometimes, I guess.
Freddie did that to me the other day.
I think there's more to that story, but when coach calls you, you're just like, yeah, we'll talk. We'll deal with them later.
That does happen.
Hey, we got time for one more question here, so we're going to throw it out there. What is the first thing you guys do when you get to the rink? What is one of your traditional things? Because a lot of the times you look at hockey players, they're very superstitious.
Is this game night or is this every day?
Let's go with game night. What is the first thing you guys do on game night? And are you guys superstitious?
I'm not very superstitious, but for me, I guess it's different. For practice, I usually go to the stick rack and check out my stick, see if it needs to be retaped or not. Game night, usually take off my dress clothes and put on my gitch.
Yeah, same thing. Take off my suit, go tape my sticks is probably the first thing I do.
So you guys, you're not superstitious either? You just...
No, not really.
That's a good place to be. Were you ever superstitious, Pat? Or are you superstitious as a coach? Do you do things right now that...
Yeah, I am rather superstitious. I won't lie, but nowhere.
You don't
near
have
like
to
I
get
was
into.
When I was a player. When I was a player, it was everything was step by step. My pregame rituals, and but now there's little things like I'm going to do up my game card. Basically as soon as I sit at my desk and have a cup of coffee and go through it, and then from there it goes pretty random because you're going to have different people visiting or a media requirement or things like that. So you have to stay a little bit looser than I would as a player.
Have you guys been a part of a team with somebody on that team that you're like, wow, this guy's ridiculous with his superstitions? Have you ever been a part of that?
Sure, there's been a case of that. We don't have a ton of superstitious guys on this team. I think Spooner might be one of the...
Last year, Jason Pulowski, he was pretty superstitious.
Yep.
There were things you probably didn't even want to talk to him on a game day.
I'd say goaltenders have a weird...
Yeah, he had he'd look at the clock before warm-ups, like whenever the second hand hit a certain number, he'd start getting dressed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
weird.
crazy. That's straight to the T. Of course, I usually don't talk to our goaltenders this year, but that's because they don't speak really good English.
Yeah.
So we'll step out for a break. Want to thank Sam and Grant for joining us here tonight. We got more to come. We're going to be talking with Denver assistant coach David Carle coming up. This is Hockey Talk on WNFL.